Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to my channel, The Smoking Beard. Today I wanted to show you guys the process that I take to season a brand new smoker. Now this is not my first Masterbuilt Propane smoker. I have another one. I have a video on it as well about the setting up and some tips and tricks, right? But on this one I bought a secondary one that I was going to start using. One of the issues that I found on these Masterbuilt propane smokers is their pan. Now the pan that comes with it, I wrapped it in foil. The reason I wrap it in foil is because if you leave it the way it is, when you turn on your fire, it's going to get too hot in there, like 400, 500 degrees, and for smoking that's not what you want. So what I was going to do today is I'm actually going to season it by, I actually wrapped the pan in heavy duty aluminum foil. Now I didn't make any holes or anything, so this is a trial and error. I'm gonna let it run for a little bit. If I don't see it smoking at all, what I will do is I'll poke a couple of holes in it. But this is the way I'm gonna season it, so we can get it ready to start for smokes. Now what I did use is, again, heavy duty aluminum foil. I did buy some wood chunks, of course my propane from Costco, and now I have my Masterbuilt electric smoker. This model is the MPS 230S. It's supposed to be able to fit 8 chickens, 2 racks of ribs, 4 turkeys, 4 pork butts. It has 4 grills where you can put stuff. It has your water pan, it has everything. But I'm gonna start this up and see if my little foil paper hack will work. Now what others have suggested is just throw away the pan that I have down there and get yourself a cast iron pan, which works better. But I'm trying to see if I can not have to purchase anything else other than what I did, is just put the foil paper around it. So we'll see if it works. I'll get back to you once it starts to smoke. Alright, so it's been a couple of minutes, and from what I can see, it actually is starting to smoke, even though I didn't put any holes in it. You do see some smoke coming from the bottom, but I want to draw your attention to the smoke coming from the top. Now I bet if I grab one of these, see how it's starting to get burnt a little bit right there? That's the smoke part of it. Now for this, oh, see that? Yeah, it'll work. So for this one, I did not soak the chips. I wanted to see how the temperature behaves without me soaking the chips. So at this point, I know that it is a viable option. I know that I can wrap it in foil and it will still smoke regardless. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm actually gonna try to regulate the temperature, because ideally what you want to be able to do is you want to be able to turn this on, be able to go inside and come back a couple of hours and not have to worry about it. I do have an electric smoker that allows me to do that. It maintains the temperature pretty consistently. The problem with these is because it was flaring up so much, I couldn't just leave it alone. But I'm gonna see now that the next step, now that I know that it does smoke, the next step for me would be see if I can regulate the temperature. I want to keep it between 220 and no more than 240. So we'll see how that works. Let me close this puppy up so it can start to get seasoned. So as I was closing my smoker, I did come up to one of my hinges, which is something that I had to do. I had to adjust when I first got my smoker. These hinges, they're adjustable. Okay, so what's gonna happen is that you might get your smoker when you set this up, and when you close this up, it's not gonna be as tight of a seal as you would like. So actually, let me see if the camera can catch this. If you look at this part, it's gonna bend in. You see how it's bending in? So I think that's a little too tight. So what I did is I over tightened it. So all I have to do here is give it some more room. I'm gonna turn it once, and then it has a little nut here that you just wanna, so it can stay in place. You just retighten that, and that should help with the tightness. There it is. It's not as restrictive. And I don't want to pull on this too much, because if I do, these hinges might come off. Same thing with the top one. I don't know if you notice right there, the side kind of warps. It's coming up I don't want to do that. I over tightened, so what I want to do is I'm gonna loosen it one turn, and then the nut behind it just tighten that part, and that should be enough to make that adjustment. Yeah, it's not as tight as it was before. So it's been about 15-20 minutes. My smoker is slowly getting up to temperature. I don't want to like get it up to temperature too fast. You know, I want to see where it lands for the 220 to 250 mark or 240 mark. But what I did end up doing off camera was I actually installed this digital meat probe, temperature probe. The only reason I do that, I know that the Masterbuilt comes with one already pre-installed, or it comes with it, but not that I don't trust them, but I don't trust them. If you look at the if you look at what it says, my reading here, it says it's a little bit over 150, maybe 165 at best, 175, which I seriously doubt. That's more like a 165, 168 more or less. But on my digital smoker meat probe, it's already indicating that it's at 187. So this is another good way of calibrating your smoker. You don't necessarily have to have this on all the time, but if you notice that at 220 to 230, wherever it hits here at that time, that's where you kind of want to have it. So at this point in the seasoning process, what I did notice is that my chips won't catch fire the way they used to before. I mean, I have a fire. Oh, there it is. I spoke too soon. Too much air got into it. So this is caused because of the amount of heat that's coming out from the bottom of the burners. Okay, but at the same time, when I close this, what'll happen is that it'll stop burning the way it's burning. So yes, it did work. So now I know that I can be able to leave this overnight. I can just close it, make sure it's closed, bring this down, and if you notice, it spiked up to 440 some degrees, and my probe here is a little slow to react. But the reason that I picked it up that high was because I wanted to actually burn off a lot of the stuff that is down there. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Let's open this up. Down here, there's a lot of remnants. You can see it right there in the bottom of the actual smoker when I first got it. So because of that, I needed to bring up the temperature so that it can burn all that off. That's the whole point of seasoning your smoker, so that you can get rid of some of those things that come when it first comes out of the box. Cast iron, I might still consider buying a cast iron, because what I'm noticing right now is at extreme high heats, the actual foil actually did break off, and you're seeing all that temperature, all that heat coming in already. I don't know if you can see it there in the middle. So I'm probably still gonna either double foil this next time. The other reason that it could have done that is because I did raise the temperature up super high. Thank you for watching. If you appreciate these videos, please like and subscribe. That allows me to continue making more videos for you guys. Leave any questions or comments on the bottom, and check out my other videos. I do have videos on smoking some other meats, and happy smoking, guys. Thanks for watching.